Brothers, sisters, friends, family, I thank you for putting your trust in me. Thank you for letting me stand in solidarity with you. And thank you for allowing me to give voice to the issues affecting you every day. As school leaders, you have been through a test of fire in the last 2.5 pandemic years. And you have been heroic. And I promise to represent you with compassion and the passion that you deserve. First, I want to congratulate our newly elected officers, Lauren and Mark, and the General Vice Presidents, and to thank those of my colleagues who are stepping down. 9 of the elected General Executive Vice Presidents will be serving for the first time. With the majority being newly elected, we are in a generational change, and we have the chance to bring innovative ideas, fresh activism, and a generation of trailblazers into the AFSA leadership. As AFSA is in this generational change, I am happy and fortunate to be part of the bridge to get us over these shifting tides. I'm excited to be part of the team that will continue to push our union into the future to stay in step with your needs. Many of you know me. You know I'm as passionate about unionism as I am about education. I love the sense of solidarity and community that comes with helping and being part of the labor movement. School leaders are my family, as are union leaders, and I never feel alone. I've been in the labor movement since my 20s, when I went to North Carolina as a young fella, and I worked in a tobacco field, believe it or not. And while in that tobacco field, I realized and found out what it was like to not have representation. It was to be powerless. Then as a first-year teacher in Newark, New Jersey, I joined the teachers union. And we went on strike for better working conditions and for being part of the educational agenda that would help youngsters. After walking the picket line for 11 grueling weeks, and after 200 teachers were arrested and jailed, and after teachers were assaulted and hospitalized, we got a contract that gave us a voice in the educational agenda in Newark, New Jersey. Yes, the battles can be tough, but the rewards are certainly great. But there's a kicker to my story. My first day on the picket line, I saw another teacher picketing, and I thought she was the most beautiful woman in the world. It was love at first sight. That teacher was Arlene Cardinal. And we were together until her passing a 1.5 years ago. So when I think of all that the union movement has given me, I think of the biggest prize that it gave me, and that's my wife, Arlene. I thank Arlene for inspiring me and for believing in me. She will always be my muse. She isn't standing here, but you can bet her strong spirit is in the room with all of us today. Arlene was an inspired teacher and principal who put the happiness of children first, above everything else. The kind of educator we all wish to be, and she appreciated the solidarity of unionism. And she would know exactly what I mean when I tell you that my only goal as president of AFSA is to help you succeed in your jobs. When you have all the tools to accomplish your goals, the children, the families, and the communities you serve are the real winners. And that's why we are all here today in this profession. We wouldn't be here if we didn't love children and love being with them. We're here to build more inclusive, functioning communities leading to a better and stronger nation, which is why we fight for equity, to be sure that all students have the same opportunity and all school leaders have the same needed resources to offer the best education possible. And this is what I've tried to do my entire career. For the past 25 years, I've held a leadership with CASA Local 20 in Newark, New Jersey. First as its president, and more recently as its executive director. I fought battles my entire career, like many of you do every day. And some of the people who fought those battles with me are here in the room with us today. And I'd like to acknowledge them. To CASA President Tina Taylor, to CASA Vice President Walter Januario, to CASA Treasurer Dr. Kenneth Amparban, to CASA Executive Board members Clarence Allen and Dr. Deneen Washington, I say thank you for what you do for kids, and thank you for your support over the years. You always knew that the work we do was about advocacy, community organizing, communications, politics, coalition building, and the determination that we would not settle for anything less. Yes, unionism is about all these things, not just in the best of times, but in the more difficult times also. We're steering our school communities through a global crisis, a pandemic crisis, a torrent of gun violence, staff burnout, and unprecedented political pressure. And now we are experiencing a COVID-induced crisis in student mental health. Many of you have told us that you're witnessing the student mental health crisis firsthand and the negative impact it's having on student learning and student emotional development. AFSA intends to support you in this struggle to fit instruction around the goal of student mental health. Let's stand together and advocate an increase in school counselors, therapy for kids. Our continued support for our children's mental health is job one. As part of your union's role, and part of your union's role is to lead the charge on tamping down the high stress associated with high stress, high stakes student testing, especially during this national crisis. In New Jersey, with the help of New Jersey Assemblyman Ralph Caputo, we just recently helped move a bill called Danny's Bill through the New Jersey Assembly and the New Jersey Senate. The bill addresses high-stakes student testing and the negative impact high-stakes testing has on student stress and anxiety. Witnessing my own 18-year-old nephew, Danny, experiencing pandemic-induced stress, I was driven to action. I was inspired to move. And today I'm happy to report to this body that just a few weeks ago, on July 5th, because of the work that we did in New Jersey, Governor of New Jersey on July 5th signed Danny's bill into law. Danny's bill is now Danny's law. As a result, we have removed in New Jersey the stress and anxiety of all testing, high-stakes testing on juniors, high school juniors across the state. And CASA will continue that fight in the fall. Legislators haven't heard the end of it. We'll continue our fight to do away with all student testing, high-stress student testing, unnecessary testing. Of course we need diagnostic testing. We would all agree to that. But to layer on one high-stakes test after another, after another, after another, just makes no darn sense. As unionized leaders School leaders, we have the power to introduce these humane changes, and I believe we have the obligation to do so. But whatever I was able to do over the years, and whatever we're able to do together as a body, is because of the foundation established by those who came before us. Like all of you, I stand on the shoulders of the great people who preceded me. And I'd like to acknowledge and say thank you to them today. First, to our retiring president, Ernest Logan. The man who always has a smile on his face. He makes you just want to go up and give him a big hug. Ernie, you have inspired all of us. Just looking at you makes us happy. Ernie has fought to change our profession for the better and raise the bar for the work AFSA has done for decades to come. He has been our social justice president. Because of his leadership, AFSA has become a champion of social justice also. Ernie always reminded us of the role unions play in protecting ourselves and each other against the suppression of our history and our civil rights. Ernest, you have my pledge that AFSA will continue to put your words into action. And I want to thank the late, great Diane Woodard. Her name came up just a few times over the last couple of days, and deservedly so. She fought to increase our legislative and communications power at a national level and became a driving force in the AFL-CIO. Other great presidents I have worked with and have left their mark on me in this union included Joe Green, Baxter Atkinson, and Jill Levy. They certainly did leave their mark on the union and on me personally. These mentors and leaders all had a vision for the future. The vision that was built on the same message that I want to share with you again today. Our union is our power. Your union is your power. That message is at the root of your work and mine. When we stand together solidly as a community, as a family, we are strong. Unions have helped us by negotiating collective bargaining agreements that gave us a voice on the job, protection from the whims of employers, and a compensation package that has allowed us and our families to live comfortably and look forward to retirement with dignity. Our unions gave us the American dream. That's why we are committed to growing our union. We want to protect the dream and also help others who are not unionized. And now is certainly the time to unionize. As you've heard over the last couple of days, the appreciation of unionism has gone up tremendously over the last 2.5 years. People understand the need for representation at work, especially since the pandemic. According to the most recent Gallup poll, 2/3 of Americans now approve of unions, the highest rating since 1965. And when I say organizing, I'd like to talk about two paths of organizing: external organizing and internal organizing. External organizing means helping unorganized school leaders in communities around the nation become unionized and enjoy the same benefits and protections that we have. As Ernie pointed out in detail on Thursday, our Denver school leaders knew they needed changes and started to organize to gain a more powerful voice. Their organized strength has helped them negotiate a phenomenal contract. Ernie also described the great successes of the Administrators Association of San Diego, which was a very successful independent union. After AFSA's outreach, they became Local 134, and they have added so much to our union and the national dialogue. Today, I am calling on all of you here and every member back home to reach out to your friends, colleagues in other communities around the nation that are not affiliated with AFSA. Talk to the members in your own community and see what it will take to get them to join both union activities and also to be involved in union advocacy. If you need our help, we will be there with you. Where unions exist but are not affiliated with with AFSA, places like Los Angeles, Miami-Dade, Florida, and Montgomery County, Maryland, we need you to help recruit them. If you have friends in many of these places, talk to them. Tell them about the benefits of AFSA membership. Each one of us plays a role, and an important role, in union organizing. Our second path to organizing is right here at home. We call it internal organizing. This means that in every local where we represent school leaders, we should have everyone eligible to be a member of that local be a member of that local. Some locals, like the Council of School Supervisors in New York City, the administrators, have virtually 100% of their members on board. And with those numbers comes power. Yet other locals around the country have fewer than 100%, some much fewer than 100% engaged. Why? Because over the years we may not have taken internal organizing, or we may have taken internal organizing for granted. And so as members leave, new school leaders don't always join. Why don't they join? Probably because no one ever asked them. Or maybe they don't understand the value of the local. We must change that culture. We need to make internal organizing a key ingredient in every local. Local 2 in Chicago has spent the last 6 years rebuilding its brand and credibility. The outcome of that work in Chicago has been the addition of more than 300 members and over 25% increase in membership. Congratulations, Troy, you and your group. In Oakland, California, the local leaders there and their organizing efforts just recently, within the last couple of months, put on an additional 60 members. That's incredible. But what it took was face-to-face contact with those people. And face-to-face conversations allow you to talk about the union's value. Yes, we must show a value proposition. Every month, you ask for help with respect to union dues, but you have to show the people that they're going to get a return on their investment in the form of networking opportunities, higher salaries, and attractive benefits. We must continue to expand and build our unions, and union building requires training. So I'm excited to announce that as we move forward, AFSA will introduce an AFSA Union Organizing Leadership Training Program entitled AFSA Union Power. This program is designed to help you build capacity in your local. We will cover topics such as internal organizing, engaging your memberships for change, and communicating your message to the public, the families you serve, and the elected officials who make policy. These live on-demand programs will be open to local union leaders, local union executive boards, and anyone you want to train to help grow your local. We will also cover political engagement. Your AFSA's voice needs to be heard in Washington, D.C., and at all levels of the political process. One of the key ingredients for change is having an aggressive advocacy program. Your local union needs to be involved with school boards, city and council elections, state legislators, and of course, your members of Congress. Just ask our friend, Congressman Jamal Bowman, who is an active New York City CSA member and middle school principal, and now is one of the most powerful members of the federal congressional body. Whether Republican or Democrat, left or right, let's find candidates who understand what it takes to build a successful learning environment and who believe in public schools. To enhance our voices in this increasingly political environment, we must also have the finances to invest in our candidates. That is why AFSA has a National Political Action Committee, and why I want to thank everyone who came to the luncheon yesterday and donated to strengthen our voice on the national political scene. But our PAC needs to raise money every day to play in the game. From now on, we will be called the School Leader PAC, and we will have a new website designed for our members that will allow us to tell our political stories and accept regular PAC contributions. Whether it's school budgets, equity, social and emotional issues, school safety, unrealistic standards, COVID-19, community revolts over policies we didn't create, your battles can appear to be overwhelming. But remember that you are not alone. You have your union. And our union is our power. Power is the greatest weapon you can have to overcome great obstacles and be there for your students that count. Now, before I close, I want to thank all the retirees who are with us today and on whose shoulders we stand. You are a great asset of AFSA, and we need your help rallying retirees from other districts. Finally, let me say that after the COVID virtual learning experience, many of you couldn't wait to get back to your building. You couldn't wait to see your kids again. That's why you went into education in the first place. My wife, Arlene, was like all of you. As the principal of First Avenue Elementary School in Newark, she couldn't wait to see the kids in the morning. And they couldn't wait to see her. And she couldn't stop talking about them when she came home at night. She knew that nobody had a more important job and a rewarding job than we have. And I know you feel the same way. Brothers, sisters, family, I am profoundly moved to stand here in solidarity with you today. I applaud your efforts in bringing your students and your communities through the tragedy of COVID-19. With love and unprecedented courage, you are my heroes, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. God bless you, God bless our public schools, and God bless America. Be well. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the last official act. Well, I guess the next act is going to be the last official act of the convention, and this convention is closed. The next convention will be in 2025, 3 years from now. God bless you. Be safe. Have a safe trip home. 2025, right. Thank you. Executive Board, we have a meeting.
As you're walking out the door, remember we party at 7 o'clock, right? All right, see you at the banquet. Look at your app. Oh, no. Oh, it's not? Rosie, it's not on the app?